What's up, guys? I am reviewing the 9 comic books that I picked up yesterday, right after this brand new intro.
What's up, comic book fans? My name is Bruce Moreau.
And I am Stephanie.
What's up, comic book fans? My name is Bruce Moreau, and welcome to the channel, and welcome to another week of comic book reviews, my weekly series where I bring you my thoughts in my reviews on the comic books that I picked up at my local comic book shop, and this week was February 12th, 2020. And before we jump into the reviews, I do want to go over 2 quick things, well, 3 really. The first is, what did you guys think of that new intro? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Do you have some criticisms to share? Well, if you do, let me know down in the comments below. I'm really interested to see what you guys thought of that new intro. And the second thing is, if you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, what are you doing? Get yourself subscribed to the channel. And you know what? While you're down there, hit that bell notification so that way you guys are notified each time I upload new content to the channel. And also, when Stephanie and I go live on Comics and Beer, it's our weekly live stream where Stephanie and I go on and talk about all the news comic book related for the week. We also drink 6 different beers and we rate them. And yeah, it's just a really good 1-hour show on Friday nights. What's there to lose, right? Nothing. All right, guys, I have one more thing to discuss before we jump in to the weekly reviews, and that's just, I want to apologize if I sound a little nasally. I'm sick again. One of the kids brought another cold in at the beginning of the week, and it just hit me like a ton of bricks, but I'm here, I got the reviews, and let's jump right into them. Alright, guys, first book up for the week is Thor #3. This is written by Donny Cates and art by Nic Klein, and if you guys are new to the channel, you probably don't know this, but if you're not, you know that I love almost everything Donny Cates is putting out right now, and this is no different. This is an excellent, stellar book. It was so beautifully written, and the art by Nic Klein was really good. Definitely a lot better than the last issue. I just want to start off by showing you this first page of the book. It's just Manolar covered in like this purple, I'm guessing in Galactus blood. But this dealt a lot with his job as more than just, Thor. He's now Odin. He is now King of Asgard, and he has a lot more responsibilities than he did before, and so he has a lot harder choices to make, and that's what he's doing. He's dealing with in this issue and the repercussions of those choices that he's deciding to make. He runs into Beta Ray Bill. Him and Beta Ray Bill had a disagreement. It's a really great fight scene, but also a beautifully story told during that fight scene and some really emotional moments, and then Lady Sif comes in at the end. Oh, man, and the way Nic Klein drew Lady Sif, I don't want to ruin it. You guys should definitely be picking up this book. Like I said, this is like an 8.5 out of 10. It really is an excellent book, and I highly suggest you guys add this to your pull list. It is not a great jumping in point because this is issue 3, but since it is only issue 3, guys, do yourself a favor and try to find all 3 issues. This is an amazing, amazing run. Pick this up. Alright, guys, up next we have Venom #23. This is written by Donny Cates and art by Mark Bagley. This is continuing the Venom Island storyline, which Eddie Brock is on this deserted island and he's trying to cleanse his symbiote of the Carnage infection. And guys, that is not the interesting part of the story. That is kind of the boring part of the story. What the interesting part revolves around is his son Dylan, and this starts to explore Dylan's power set and what he can do with those powers. That was the interesting part, and it totally ties into Null, totally ties into a lot of other things, and I'm really excited to see where that goes. Beyond that, the story was kind of blah. The ending was kind of cool. Cap has a cameo, but the really cool part, like I said, was with Dylan and his little symbiote friend, Sleeper. But other than that, this was an okay book. I would give this a 7 out of 10. Definitely worth reading if you guys are into the whole Null Venom storyline, which I am totally in. Donny Cates is doing a great job, but this was an okay book. Definitely up there in the overall ratings, but wasn't super interesting, at least not the Eddie Brock stuff. But this is not a great jumping in point, as this is way down the line. This is issue #23 of Venom, and it's all kind of connected. So this is definitely a pick up and trade if you guys are interested. Alright, guys, up next we have XForce #7. This is written by Benjamin Percy and art by Oscar Bazaldua, and this is such a good read. It's definitely one of the best, if not the best, Dawn of X book out right now. And in this book, we get introduced to a new villain. This villain seems to be able to assassinate people in ways that no one should be able to assassinate. Kind of like, Domino's luck powers, being able to let her do things that she shouldn't be able to do. Hint, hint. And this also deals a lot with Domino, and there's a really good scene with Colossus in this where they discuss some really heavy things that's going on between the both of them, and it's just a super solid read. And the art by Oscar Bazaldua is really good. Just a little hint right here with Sage. There's some crazy killings going on. It's just a super solid book, and I highly suggest you guys pick this book up. This is issue number 7. It's not a really good jumping in point, but it is worth reading. It should be collected in trade pretty soon, so definitely consider picking up this once it is in trade. Alright guys, up next is X-Men number 6. This is written by Jonathan Hickman and art by Matteo Buffagni, and this was an awesome book. I know I said X-Force was really good, but this was awesome. I would give this an 8.5 out of 10. Super solid read. I love what they're doing with Mystique in this book. They're setting her up to be the villain again, which I love. I absolutely love. And we get some more information on the Osiris group. The Osiris group is a group of humans that are building the Omega Sentinels. They're building the Nimrod. They're the group that they think mutants are terrible, and they need to build these Sentinels to destroy the mutants so that way they can protect humankind. It's a really interesting, dynamic between the mutants and them, and we haven't heard anything from them since the House of X and Power of X books. So I'm super excited to see what's going on with them, and it was so interesting, and I love this book. Like I said, 8.5 out of 10. It's not a good jumping in point as it is issue number 6, but I highly suggest you guys pick up X-Men. It's been such a solid read since the beginning, and yeah, that's my review on that book. Alright guys, up next we have The Batman's Grave, number 5. This is written by Warren Ellis, art by Bryan, Hitch, and Kevin Nowlan. And this just is one of the most fun Batman books out right now. If you guys are not enjoying the Peter J. Dasami Detective Comics, the James Tynion IV Batman book, pick this up. You guys will not be disappointed. This is such a super fun read. It's super action-packed. In this issue, we get a lot with Commissioner Gordon, and he thinks he has some new information that Batman doesn't have on this new villain called Scorn. He's down in Arkham. Batman goes down to Arkham, and the place is just happened to be filled with inmates that are Scorn, part of the Scorn army, and it was awesome. Just great dialogue throughout the whole book and great action. If you guys want a super fun, action-packed Batman book with just some snappy dialogue, this is the book for you. Is this a great jumping in point? No, this is not a great jumping in point. This is issue 5 out of 12, but this is a 8.5, 9 out of 10 in my book. It is such an excellent read, and I highly suggest you guys pick this book up. Alright guys, up next we have Batman in the Outsiders, number 10. This is written by Bryan Hill and art by Dexter Soy. And I've said it once, and I'm probably going to say it a bunch more times, but Bryan Hill is telling a super fun story with these characters. I love Black Lightning, and Bryan Hill is doing such a good job of using him in this book. I really enjoy also what he's doing with Katana, and it's just a really good book. This is no different. The art by Dexter Soy in this is also excellent. It's been excellent throughout the whole entire run. There was the one negative thing I'll say about this book, there were some panels in there that were hard to follow, but besides that, the story is excellent. I really enjoy what's going on in this book. Again, I love Black Lightning, and Bryan Hill's just doing a great job of using him. So I highly suggest you guys pick this book up. It's a 7 out of 10. Again, it's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. This is not a good jumping in point since this is issue 10, but overall a solid book. Maybe consider picking this up in trade. If not, go find all 10 issues because it is a super fun Bat Family book. Alright guys, up next we have Batman Pennyworth, R.I.P. number 1. This is written by Peter J. Dasami and James Tynion IV and a bunch of different artists. All the names are down here. And this overall was a decent read. It wasn't great. It definitely didn't live up to my expectations. I was hoping for a book that would move each character forward with the loss of, or in dealing with the loss of Pennyworth. But all this book was each character telling us, or telling Bruce, I should say, why Alfred was important to them. It was like one little story, which was fine. It was fine. It was interesting, some of them. But overall, it didn't seem to move any of the storyline forward. For Bruce, for any of the characters, they all met at this bar, and then they left. And that was it. And most of them left mad or upset at Bruce because he's not doing what he should as an adult. And I don't know. I was hoping for a lot more. I was hoping for a lot more in the detective issue that was focusing on Pennyworth, and I don't know, I've been let down by these couple issues. It's a decent read. I would give this like a 6 out of 10. There was some good moments in it. The artwork was beautiful throughout most of the issue, and that's pretty much it. I can't recommend you guys go pick this up. It was decent. It's not great. You definitely don't need to read this to be caught up with anything. If you want to hear some cool, interesting stories of why Pennyworth was important to some of these characters, sure, you can pick it up. But if not, you can skip it. Yeah, that is my review on this book. Alright guys, next up we have Ascender number 9. This is written by Jeff Lemire and art by Dustin Nguyen. And this continues just to be an awesome book. 8 out of 10, super solid read, super fun read. And this the whole issue was about the main villain in the book, Mother. And we go back in her past and see how she rose to her power. And it's really good. It's really interesting. I love the character development that he's doing in this book, where he's taking issues, Jeff Lemire is taking issues, and he's focusing on a character and giving us the background that we need to either love them or hate them, or just be more interested in invested in them. And that's exactly what this book did. It's so good. And the art by Dustin Nguyen is just awesome. It is so good. I love this book. I can't suggest you guys pick this book up enough. It's always high on my list. This is issue number 9, so it's not a great jumping in point. But again, pick this book up and trade. I believe the first trade is already out, so you can get caught up pretty quickly. And yeah, it is an awesome, awesome book. Alright guys, next up we have TARDIS number 1. This is written by Johnny Christmas and art by Jack T. Cole. And this was the one book that I picked up just because of the art. And I love the art. This was a big book. This was a double issue book. It was a $5.99 cover price book, and the art throughout the whole entire book was really interesting and engaging, but overall the story was just lackluster. I felt kind of like there was just not enough character involvement. I didn't get invested in any of the characters. I wasn't like, ooh, this character's really interesting, or even the world. I thought the world was kind of lame. It's very sci-fi-esque. But the story is just very loose and very weak and not engaging. I probably won't be picking up any more of this book. The art, like I said, the art was really good. It's got like this stylized look to it. It's pretty good. But overall, I didn't really enjoy it. It wasn't something that I'm like super locked into and I'm like going to pick up the rest of the issues. I was just kind of like, yeah, that was a story, I guess, but it didn't engage me. I would give this a 5 out of 10, mainly because of the story. The art was beautiful throughout the whole entire book. There were some interesting moments, but nothing that's going to keep me reading. So I definitely don't suggest picking this book up. If you guys like the art and you want to check it out for yourself because you also like the art, check it out. You might think different than me. Again, these are my opinions. These are not everyone else's opinion. It's not a bad book per se. It's just the story is just not very strong, and well, at least in my opinion. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this week's show. What do you guys think? Do you guys agree with what I said? Do you not agree with what I said? Either way, let me know down in the comments below. And guys, take 2 seconds and smash that like button. It really helps the channel. If you guys do, it only takes 2 seconds, so go do it right now. Alright guys, that's going to be it for this week's show, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.